Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. And I'm going to finish the last the last part of chapter 1. And I had to kind of switch over my tripod and move some stuff because it seems like everything just keeps falling over. So I'm hoping this will work. Alright, so last we were talking about taking some time prior to going to sleep instead of watching TV or reading or whatever, to take time to look back on the wonderful things in creation that we have encountered throughout our day and to be thankful for that. Now, the next thing she talks about is another way to connect with creation. So this one is definitely something that I've been doing, and I have done this in the past, but I kind of let it go by the wayside. So, and I think I talked about this in another video, but my goal is to learn a lot more about the healing properties of herbs. So that she's talking about that here. She says, learn about the healing properties of the plants around you. Before modern medicine, tradition told us to use what grew from the earth. And then she shares, I'm just going to read this because I like how she shares this. To breathe in lavender for peace, to pick some rosemary and set it by your nightstand for help with memory, to put some wild mint in a drink to help settle your stomach. Now, these all I've tried and true methods for me. I will use lavender for different things, just to kind of have the calming effect. Lavender tea is really good for that. Also, rosemary. I have not done that there, for memory, I'd like to put it in here, but I have used rosemary for my hair because it's supposed to help to grow your hair out, I think, to thicken your hair, something like that. So I have used it for that. And my in-laws have a rosemary bush up out in the yard, I think, or in a big pot, I think. But it's something that I need to, that I want to be able to grow as well. And then the next thing that I underline is whatever's growing near you, learn about these plants and see how they can be part of your healing part. Okay, let me do that all over again. Whatever is growing near you, learn about these plants and see how they can be part of healing in your life. Not as miracle cures, but as part of your intentional walk toward wholeness. Sometimes I say words funny. I don't know, at least they sound funny to me. So one thing she shares that really made me think, she says, no plants were considered weeds in Eden. Even some plants we may deem invasive, such as thistle, carry healing in their essence. And here she shares a scripture. He covers the sky with clouds. He supplies the earth with rain and makes grass grow on the hills. Psalm 147:8. And she does share a poem here. And I will, I'll try to just add a picture of this in, and you guys can read that. She's going to tell the story here about thistle, and she says, there's nowhere in the world you can travel where you can't find thistles, and no one will stop you from picking them. And she says that she went to pick some. This was a cold January morning, she said, about 10 years ago, and she was collecting thistles to turn into paper from their purple down. And that she said she was standing in a huge half-dead field, bent over, cutting maybe her 100th blossom. And a man drove by and looked at her with some concern, like, what is she doing out there? And she said that she had, she laughed and she waved at him. And then she said, seeing herself through his eyes, she realized how silly she must look, hunched over, cutting half-dead weeds. And this was her thought. Oh my goodness, I thought, I have become a thistle farmer. And I'm going to read this paragraph because I think it's really important to just share what she says here. And a moment later, I found myself weeping. I wept as I thought about all the side roads, thorns and brokenness I had known in my life. The loss of my father and mother, the man who abused me for years, and the times in my youth when I was really lost. I thought about all the all the mercy and forgiveness people offered that helped me find my way home and into a healing community. And I felt completely and utterly grateful that it all had led me to this place, here by the side of the road, where I could experience a field of half-dead thistle as a rich and beautiful Eden. And there's a quote on the side that says, all of creation can be part of our healing, and nothing needs to be left behind or condemned. And, she says, she shares a little more about the thistles here and how thistles have become for her a beautiful symbol of healing and grace. She talks about how the plant is known for its dangerous sharp edges, and there's a little space that is smooth. And she said it's a sweet surprise like all of grace. Thistles remind us that despite the thorns, creation remains healing and beautiful. They teach us that people, like plants, are all part of that creation, and there is no one we need condemn or leave behind. Learning to love all of creation is an adventure and a surprising walk in grace. And she goes on to talk about how we shouldn't dismiss things, how we should enjoy every sunrise, every sunset, and just look at everything in creation as God's handiwork, and how He created everything for us, for healing, and not just physical healing, as far as using herbs as medicine and stuff like that, but just the idea of sitting out in nature and that quietness and touching grass, being amongst the trees, just that peace that it gives us. That's healing. And then she talks about the healing properties of the thistle. So I'm going to share this with you. These are her, there's 4 different things that she shares. Thistle extract is often used to detoxify and restore the liver. Drinking thistle tea can be calming after trauma and good for digestion. Without thistles, monarch butterflies would starve. Thistle down makes strong and beautiful paper. So in everything, even in the thistles, we can find something beautiful. God is found in the wilderness and in the trees that clap their hands as they dance in the wind. We can feel the Spirit when we stroll among the daffodils and wayside wildflowers strewn by distant winds. When we look with new eyes at this incredible gift to creation, we can find the sacred in the ordinary, the miracle in the mundane, and the promise of healing to each day, each extraordinary and holy day. And here's a picture of Thistle, the little ladybug. And it's amazing how there's so many things out in nature that can heal us. Even just having a cup of hot herbal tea, the soothing heat on your throat, and just that very intentional sip that you take, because I know, with hot coffee and everything, you got to start off slow and everything, but it's not the same. Not for me anyway. I love coffee, but when I drink tea, and I think this is just because growing up, it was one thing that we had when we didn't feel well. So it kind of has that same effect for me. When I have tea, it's like, it's time to just slow down and enjoy this. This is going to heal you. It's going to make you feel better. And so it just gives me this feeling of peace, and just puts me back in that place of someone loving me enough to give me something to make me feel better. And I think it's just an amazing picture of God's love and grace when we can sit and experience that with someone. We can even brew a cup of tea for someone and sit with them and talk to them and just be there for them in their time of whatever's going on, whether it be grief, over a loss, heartache over losing, a breakup maybe, or things going on in their life with their family, just hard times, hardships with work, just anything, the stresses of life. And, just take the time today to think of that person that may need you. And if you need help, reach out to someone and invite them over or invite them out to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, something, and just sit in each other's presence and invite God into that. And know that He loves you. He loves you now, right now, in the midst of everything that you're going through, no matter what it is. He loves you, and He's not going to let you stay that way. He will help you. Just ask Him. And have other people lift you up in prayer. I know sometimes we don't want to share what we're going through because we might be embarrassed. We might wonder, well, they're going to talk about me if I share this. And find your group, find your people, find those people that you can trust to tell them, hey, I am dealing with this right now. These are the things that are going on, and be truthful, be honest, be open with them, and have them pray for you, because that is such a healing experience, and it gives you hope, it gives you peace when you know others are lifting you up as well. And I know during this time for my family, and just in my recent health journey, health issues and things that are going on, I have called on those prayer warrior people that I have, the people that I have known for years, people who I know will remember me in their prayers and who will advise me, who will listen for God's voice and share with me whatever He leads them to, if He does. And it's amazing. It's amazing to me how He brings healing through people who love us, and through His love just in creation, like she shares in this book. Just sit out there and enjoy some time with Him. Our next chapter is called Love Heals with Daily Rituals, Practicing Healing Throughout Our Day. And in here she talks about a lot of different ways that we can incorporate healing into our lives. And there's just it's another wonderful chapter. This is just going to be another amazing book, I think. And I will get to that soon, and I will try to get these chapters like I was before. The Journey to Healing series will hopefully be uploaded every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I just uploaded one today, which is Tuesday, July 9th. It's the introduction. I filmed it, I don't know, a few days ago. So that went up today, and I will probably put chapter 1, the first half, in for tomorrow, and then this next one in for Friday. And in between, like, I will do some of my coffee chats and different things like that. So, all right, well, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope that you were blessed by what I shared from this book, and I hope that you will spend some time in nature and in God's presence today. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.